Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I like to answer two questions in this video. What is the VRR range on the Xbox Series X, and is LFC, low frame rate compensation, working? Okay, so here we are with Elden Ring on the Xbox Series X at this very moment in the 60 Hz mode. So let's start talking about the VRR range on the Xbox Series X. So 60 Hz mode, let me just quickly show you this. What I'm talking about, that means refresh rate is set to 60 for now. I will change this later, of course, to 120, and a low variable refresh rate is activated. So let's go back. And what you can see at the moment is 59.34, or here something else. So this doesn't mean that we have 60 FPS at the moment, because this is also the quality mode. And if you know this game, then you know actually that the frame rate is really crap in this game. So this at the moment means VRR is not enabled, and I think, or I hope, you can see a lot of stuttering on your screen, because it is stuttering like crazy. We have here at this very moment below 40 FPS, maybe just 30 or whatever, but because no VSync enabled or whatsoever, it is actually, or let's say it like this, VSync is enabled, but we have no fixed frame rate or refresh rate. That's why we have a lot of stuttering. So what you can see here now is different value in the VRR information, 50 or 48. So at this very moment, VRR is working because we are in the VRR range from the Xbox. Sorry, let me just bring this back, the menu. 45 Hertz means 45 frames per second, okay? So let me just very quickly answer the question, what is the VRR range of the Xbox? And it is 39, okay? So 39 something. I think it is actually really 39 Hertz, and below 39 Hertz it will fall out from the variable refresh rate. Can you see this here? 40. I'm going a little bit up, more demand on the GPU, and we are back to 60 Hertz, which means we are not into the range anymore. 40, now 60. And you can see here is actually 39. So the range is on the Xbox Series X, 39 Hertz to 120 Hertz. And this is already a little bit of an advantage over the PlayStation 5. Okay, and now of course the question is LFC working on the Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S? LFC is low frame rate compensation. That means as soon we are below the VRR range, LFC would kick in and would prevent stuttering or screen tearing. And I made already a video about this. Please check this out, because it would take too long to explain this again. Anyway, we established that the VRR range on the Xbox Series is actually 39 to 120, or at least let's say 40. 40 is a much nicer number. 40 Hertz to 120 Hertz. So how does LFC now work? So what is a mandatory thing is we need to have a 120 Hertz refresh rate, otherwise LFC can't work, because we're talking about frame doubling and frame tripling in combination with LFC. And again, I made a video about this where I really very good explained it, how it works. So this is now 120 Hertz, as you can see in the information on top right, the top right corner, and you can see now a different number in terms of the value. So what I have to say is I don't trust this number at all, and I don't know how this number is actually working up. But as you can see, hopefully on the screen, there is no stuttering at all at the moment. It is very blurry, the picture, because we're talking about a frame rate around maybe 30 to 40 frames per second. It is really very blurry. But again, I have no idea how this VRR information actually comes to this number, because let's say if we now maybe around 40, and maybe it's frame rate, frame tripling right now, maybe, because let's say we have 30 or 35 frames per second, something like that, and then frame tripling, maybe we have then 90 to whatever. But on the other hand, what I don't understand, I know that we have less frames, or sorry, more frames when we're looking on not demanding scenes like this here. So, and right now I know that we have around 50 frames per second here, roughly. But can you see right now my VRR information? It is around 90. So, which means maybe let's say we are right now, let's say we have 45 frames. Frame doubling would say around 80 Hertz, something like that, okay? When we're looking up now, why is this information or the value actually going up? Because now we have less frames. Is it really now frame tripling because the frame rate is so low? It can be, it can be. I really don't know. I really need a new TV with a nice game bar where I have a proper information about the actual frame rate, because this menu, and it's gone again, this menu is a little bit, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this proves a point because I have no stuttering here at all, and I'm still in the quality mode, by the way. Yeah, okay, here, quality mode, which has terrible frame rate on the Xbox Series X, even worse than on the PlayStation 5. But there is no stuttering at all. That means LFC is working as intended. The picture is of course very blurry because we have a low frame rate, but again, no screen tearing, no stuttering. So let me just quickly change this back again to 60 Hertz, because in the 60 Hertz mode LFC will not work. So we are back, and can you see the difference of stuttering? I hope so. I hope you can see this on your screen now. This is stuttering like hell, and the only time when it stops is when I'm looking on the ground, because now we have 50 frames, 55, and of course we are in the VRR range, and therefore no stuttering at all. But as soon it's more demanding and we're falling below the VRR range and LFC can't kick in anymore because 60 Hertz, and let's say we have now, let's say we have 40 frames per second. Frame doubling means we need to output actually fake 80 frames per second, but because we are limited to 60 Hertz, which is maximum 60 frames, it is not working, okay? So a lot of stuttering here, but as soon I'm changing this back, and I will do this one more time, just prove a point. Back into the game, 120 Hertz, and we are back without any stuttering. Again, the picture of course is very blurry because the frame rate is very low, but the stuttering is completely gone. That proves a point that LFC on the Xbox Series X is working. Okay, so I hope I was able to prove to you that LFC low frame rate compensation is actually working on the Xbox Series X, and it is a good feature. So don't get me wrong, you don't want to fall out below or out of the VRR range, because as soon as you do this and LFC kicks in, you have actually a very bad experience. And in this case from the Xbox Series, because the VRR range is 40 to 120 Hertz, if you fall below 40 Hertz, that means you are below 40 FPS. This is already not a very nice frame rate, of course. And then with the disadvantages from LFC, with doubling the frame rate and stuff like that, the experience actually gets a little bit worse. And I explained this a little bit further in more detail in another video. Maybe you should check this out because it was very interesting actually. But LFC is working. LFC is working, and the VRR range on the Xbox Series X is a little bit wider than on the PlayStation 5, which can be an advantage. In case of Elden Ring for sure, because the frame rate in this game is just crap, and the wider the VRR range is before the LFC actually kicks in, the better. But the problem right now, what we're having, first of all, we're waiting, of course, for an update or patch for Elden Ring on the PlayStation 5, because we need mandatory. It's a must-have. We need to have a 120 Hertz mode. Otherwise, it will not work with frame doubling, frame tripling, and so on and so on. It will not work LFC, okay? But as I proved already in Ghostwire Tokyo, or let's say like this, I proved that LFC is not working in this particular game, okay? I haven't proved, of course, that LFC is not working in general on the PlayStation 5, but the facts that what I learned, what I found is that Spider-Man and also Ratchet & Clank, they are running in 48 frames per second, minimum 48 frames per second in the VRR mode, in fidelity modes, then never going below 48 frames. And maybe the reason is because really LFC is not working right now on the PlayStation 5, and I hope we'll see a future update for this, because in my opinion it is a mandatory feature. Okay, VRR and LFC needs to be together. Okay, that's how it is. Okay, anyway, thank you very much for watching me. I will work on my next video about, I don't know about what. Anyway, let's see. Thank you very much. I see you guys next time. Bye.